first question on our SAT reading asks us to analyze the purpose of the first paragraph. Just so you know, there are 3 different types of questions on the SAT reading. There are information and idea questions, which ask us to go into the passage and find a specific detail. The second type are rhetoric questions, which ask us to analyze the author's craft, how they wrote the essay, and how that gets their idea across to us. The third type are synthesis questions, which ask us to put together multiple parts. So for example, if there's a passage with a graph, we might be asked to compare or contrast between those 2 pieces. This is definitely a rhetoric question, and specifically underneath rhetoric, we would call this an analyzing purpose, because we're trying to discern what the author was trying to communicate to us by writing the first paragraph the way he did. As you were reading the first paragraph, hopefully a couple of things stood out to you. Okay, the first was that Nawab desires to proliferate his sources of revenue. Okay, what that means is proliferate means to make more of or to do more. And so proliferate his sources of revenue, revenue being the money he's getting in daily or weekly or monthly, he's wanting to make more. Okay? We also see that the rest of the paragraph also continues to give more details about how it is that he intends to earn more. So, he has the one-room flour mill. He also tries his hand at fish farming. He's taken broken radios, he's tried to fix them, he's tried to fix watches. So he has a lot of different ideas of how it is that he could increase his sources of revenue with all these little side projects. So that is why Nawab's various money-making ventures is apparently the purpose of the first paragraph. Sometimes we can learn just as much from a question by what the answers are not as what the answers are. So let's go ahead and talk about why the other choices, A, B, and D, are not the correct choices. As we look in the passage, we see this right here, that his 12 daughters acted as a spur to his genius. In our minds, we read that and we're thinking, oh, that means that he's a family man, that his 12 daughters is the reason why he desires to work so hard. Okay? But you'll notice that that's the only time that that's mentioned in the entire paragraph, and nowhere else does it give us any indication of whether he actually loves his daughters and that's why he wants to earn more for them, or whether he just feels completely drugged down by the fact that he has 12 daughters and that he doesn't want to provide for them. So hopefully he is the loving father, but the paragraph doesn't give us enough information to know that that's actually what it is. Okay? The second option is to outline the schedule of a typical day in Nawab's life. Okay? As you read through this, you see that it is talking about a lot of his activities, but none of them really have a time frame to them, nor do they seem to really all go together in one day. In fact, it seems more like these are just, projects that have come up at one point throughout his life, but maybe aren't even going right now. For example, the broken watches that he tried to fix, it says that he actually didn't do very well at that because no watch he ever fixed kept time again after that. So it doesn't seem like this is really focusing on a day in Nawab's life. It's really talking about more of his life in general right now and how he's trying to make more money. Okay? Last but not least, D says contrast Nawab's and Haroni's lifestyle. Now this question answer is tempting just because if we've read the rest of the passage, the rest of the passage really does talk a lot about the differences between Nawab and Haroni. Okay? The only problem with that is in the first paragraph we really haven't met Haroni very much. He's mentioned as the person who he gets his salary from, but that's pretty much it. Okay, so since this question specifically asks about only the first paragraph, this is not the correct answer for this one.